Hey guys, I'm Clinton Jones, and today I'm going to show you how to digitally replace someone's face. Hey guys, I'm Kevin, and this is some sound advice. In the last few years, noise removal software has made significant advances, and a lot of sound that previously would have been unusable can now actually be cleaned up. While you should always, of course, strive to get the best sound possible while on set, having a basic knowledge of what noise removal software can do will not only help you in post-production, it can also help you on set by understanding which problems can and can't be fixed later. Hey guys, here we are at a computer where I'm going to be using iZotope RX4 Advanced, which is an industry standard noise removal software suite. My goal here today is to help familiarize you with where the technology stands today, as opposed to the specific pros and cons and quirks of any particular program. So RX lets you visually examine your sound files through what's called a spectrogram. This is really useful because it lets you visually see the noise in your sound waveform, and it also has some Photoshop-like tools that actually help you select and paint out problematic parts of the sound.
Ash, what did you do?
So you can see here on the spectrogram, this is Lauren's line of dialogue.
Ash, what did you do?
This stuff here is Lauren talking, and all of this stuff here and here, that's noise. That's the background hiss that we want to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select a little loopable part of the noise that we want to get rid of, and I'm going to go to the denoise function, which iZotope has here on the side. And you can tell it to learn the noise profile, which means it's going to get an idea of what that sound is, and then it's going to try to cancel it. If you'll see now, if I apply that, that's looking cleaner. And now if we hear that same clip back, there's less noise under her talking.
Ash, what did you do? Ash, what did you do?
We were able to get rid of almost all of that city noise because, like we said before, it's a pretty constant hissy tone, so it was pretty easy to remove. Here's an example of a hum.
I was lying. Basically everything I've said to you is a lie.
We've shot Ash here in front of this power station, which lets off this nasty electronic buzzing sound the whole time. And if you see here in the spectrogram, these lines going through it are actually that hum. If I play it back, you'll be able to hear it.
I was lying. Basically everything I've said to you is a lie.
So we're going to try to get rid of this in two steps. We're going to denoise it, but then we're also going to focus on that hum and try to eliminate that as well. So as before, I'm going to have the program learn the noise profile, where I'm picking an empty part of the sound, as it were, with just the bad noise, and then I'm going to tell it to get rid of it.
I was lying. Basically everything I've said to you is a lie.
And it did. If you'll notice here, pretty much all the noise is gone. It looks really clean. I can see Ash's dialogue, but we still have these lines going across, which means the hum is probably still in there. So what I'm going to do is select that specific hum area and use the spectral repair function. And you can tell it to reference the sounds above it and below it vertically for stuff to replace it with. And if I run that on it, it actually really gets rid of it. You can still see some lines here, but they're really dark, which means that's an absence of noise. So that means it's actually pretty clean now.
I was lying. Basically everything I've said to you is a lie. I think it's heading west to the beach, maybe?
Looking at Ash's dialogue here, we can actually see that footstep, that loud sort of pop that we're getting. And it's this vertical spike right here. So what we can do is we can actually focus on that and try to remove it. RX has a declick option, which will look for sharp sudden sounds like clicks from loud footsteps or even crackles from a lavalier microphone, and you can tell it to try to reduce those. So let's see if it works.
I think it's heading west. I think it's heading west.
Great.
Never mind, I can't see. I can't see anything.
So with this shot here, Ash is running around inside a really reverberant space, and that means there's a bunch of echo.
It tastes like drywall and I'm already super tired.
Having a little bit of echo is okay, but if it becomes distracting, you may want to try to eliminate some of it. A few years ago, this was basically considered impossible, but programs like RX now have deverb options, and they work okay. The way RX handles it is their deverb function has a bunch of different sliders, basically representing different pitch ranges. So the idea is you want to play the sound back and then start messing with the knobs until it sounds better.
Never mind, I can't see. I can't see anything. It tastes like drywall and I'm already super tired. Never mind, I can't see. I can't see anything. It tastes like drywall and I'm already super tired.
Noise removal is a balancing act. It's best to think of it as a bit of a trade-off. Whenever you take out noise, you also run the risk of affecting the quality of your dialogue. You want to remove enough noise so your dialogue is clean and easy to understand, but not remove so much that the dialogue starts sounding artificial and processed. Here's Joey yelling. You'll notice he clips a little bit.
Why have you forsaken your loyal son?
So we can see here in the spectrogram, there's a little bit of a vertical spike going all the way up to the top, right through that syllable. That's the distortion we're hearing. So what we can do is we can select that area, go to declip, and try to remove it. So the idea with this, like any other part of noise removal, is you just want to preview it.
Why have you
and then just try out different options until you find something that sounds natural and cleaner.
Why have you forsaken your loyal son?
If you feel like you can hear a decent, natural sounding human voice in your recording, it's possible you might be able to clean it up. But if the sound quality is poor to begin with, you can only, you're
Where the hell's my drone?
Because Matt gets so loud here, I can reduce some of that nasty, hissy, crackly distortion, but it's gonna start eating away at his voice as well, because there's just not that much information to work with. There's this big blob of noise, and that's about all I've got. So it's gonna be a bit of a trade-off.
Where the hell's my drone?
There's no strict guideline on how to do it right, you just kind of do it by ear.
Where the hell's my drone?
So you might have noticed a theme with this video we put together, and yeah, I tried to pick as many noisy locations as possible, so we ended on a beach, because beaches are the classic bad noise situation. So let's hear what we got. This is the production audio from the start of the beach scene.
Oh, you were actually right. Yeah, duh. My dad's Dog the Bounty Hunter. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Oh. Well, thanks for keeping up with it. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten it otherwise.
That's perfect. We're done here. So if you look at it here in the spectrogram, you've noticed on some of these other clips, you usually like to see clear, bright colors for the dialogue and muted, dark colors for the background noise. In this case, because we have a constant wall of noise, there's just this nice, big, fat smear of sound across the whole thing. That's our noise. And a lot of these spikes, it's a mix between our dialogue and the wind hitting the microphone. So I'm going to start by denoising the scene like we've done before, where I'm going to try to identify some of this background noise that's all over the place and reduce it. So that actually worked pretty well. We have some clearly defined areas with dialogue, but I'll bet you it doesn't sound that good.
You were actually right. Yeah, duh. My dad's Dog the Bounty Hunter. No, he isn't. No, he isn't.
So that sounds better, but there's still a lot of rumble going on in that from the wind. So let's see where that's coming from. If you look here along the bottom, this really bright highlight, that's the wind. That's giving us that low bassy rumble. So I'm going to highlight that low frequency rumble we're getting, and I'm going to use the spectral repair again to try to get rid of it. Let's see what we got.
You're actually right.
So you'll notice this does sound a lot better. It honestly sounds a lot better than I would have thought it would sound, but it still doesn't sound great. And that's because the original recording for the shot just wasn't that good to begin with. So in a situation like this, you would normally want to do ADR, which we did.
Oh, hey, you were actually right. Oh, you were actually right. Oh, hey, you were actually right. Hannah.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped introduce you to the basic concept of noise removal software and what it can and what it can't do for you and your movie. Perfect.